All right, so my name is Dallin Anderson. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of gratitude. So I'm super excited about today's video. Should be a really good lesson, something that can help you guys really take your life to the next level. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So gratitude is super powerful. In life, a lot of times people will receive things and they'll be ungrateful. For example, like if your friend gives you a slice of pizza and you just don't really think about it, you just eat it and you don't really care that he was generous. It's not that you're being grateful because you're trying to show your friend that you're generous, but if he gives you a piece of pizza and you're thankful for it, that creates a whole different type of attitude towards the reception of that gift. So if you're grateful for the things that you receive, then it changes the experience of receiving them. Not only that, but a person that's grateful often in their life, like if you're always grateful, you're always in a state of gratitude for the things that you're receiving, then it's pretty likely that people are going to want to give more to you. They're going to want to give you more pizza, right? So gratitude not only changes our experience of things, but gratitude also changes the amount of experiences we have, positive experiences. So gratitude. Okay? Gratitude. Pretty simple concept to be thankful for what you receive, be thankful for the things that you give. Gratitude is not just the operation of being thankful when you receive something, but gratitude is both inputs and outputs. So, in other words, when you're receiving things or you're giving things. So, for example, in this video right now, I'm making a video for you guys, and I could give my time, I could give my energy grudgingly. I could make this video and I could be kind of mad that I'm making it, or feel like it's a chore, feel like I have to do it. And so if I was doing that, then my output would be ungrateful. Right? I'm just doing it because I have to, just doing it because I told myself I would, right? And so then my output is like, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I am supposed to. And for me personally, I think that can really take away from your ability to do something. Even if you go to do like a good thing, and you go to do that thing, but you do it without gratitude, and the whole time you have a bad attitude, then it kind of negates the goodness in that thing. To a degree, right? So gratitude isn't just inputs, it's also outputs. And I think that's important to remember because a lot of times we think of gratitude as in somebody brought me a drink and I'm going to thank them for it. You know, like your waiter brings you your Dr. Pepper, so I'm going to thank them for that. But in all reality, gratitude is much more than that. Because gratitude is a state. So, what is a state? Well, okay, what's a good way to explain this? On an Xbox controller, if the X button is pressed down, then the Xbox controller is in the state of X being pressed. If the X button isn't pressed down, then the Xbox controller is in a state of not being pressed down. So the simple way to understand gratitude as being a state is inside of us, we have different states of mind, different states of emotion. And gratitude isn't something that you just give when you receive something, but gratitude is a state of mind, a state of emotion that you're operating from. So, yeah, it is an action, right? It is an action, but at the same time, it's something that you want to be operating from, because true gratitude isn't just the word thank you. Okay, true gratitude is a type of energy. So gratitude is both inputs and outputs. And because gratitude is an action, but it's also a state, I want you guys to think of it as like a state of mind, a state of emotion, instead of just an action. Because a lot of times, like I said, if somebody hands you a drink and you just say thank you, but you're thinking about something else, you're thinking about the conversation you're having with your friend, so you're not really showing that true gratitude to that person, and you didn't really even feel the words when you said them, you just said thank you, then it's kind of devoid of its substance. So that's why I want you guys to think of it as a state, even though it is an action too, right? You're still saying thank you. Okay, now a lot of times people want to try to create a state, but they can't. Like happiness. Okay? To be happy is a state. So if you're happy, you've got a big smile, you're really happy to be alive, then that's a state of consciousness, that's a state of emotion, it's a state that you're in. Now, when people want to achieve a certain state, a lot of times they try to manufacture. So if I want to feel joy, sometimes the first human inclination is to just say, okay, I'm joyful. Or to try to just feel joy, okay? Feel joy. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Because if you sit down and you try to tell yourself, feel joy, you're probably going to get pretty frustrated with yourself instead of feeling joy, right? You're just going to be like, why isn't it working? Okay, so instead of trying to manufacture gratitude, ask yourself, what would a grateful person do? Okay? What would a grateful person do? How would a grateful person or a happy person, right? We're talking about gratitude today, but we started the example with happiness. What would a grateful person do? That's what you need to worry about. Don't try to create an emotion you're not feeling. Say, you know what? I think a grateful person would clean their room because they would be thankful for their room. I think a grateful person would take a second to smile at their waiter instead of just saying thank you while they're looking at their friend, right? They're going to take time to do that. So instead of trying to manufacture an emotion, because the emotion is the effect, right? Gratitude, happiness, that's the effect. So instead of trying to manufacture the effect, ask yourself, what are the causes behind that effect, right? What causes a person to feel gratitude? What causes a person to feel joy? Well, it's not sitting there and telling themselves that they're happy over and over. That's a waste of time. affirmations I do believe in. And I do believe in looking in the mirror and being like, building yourself up. I do believe in that. But you're not going to be able to just manufacture that emotion. I do see a lot of value in positive self-talk, but if it's not accompanied, right, faith without works is dead. If it's not accompanied by the causes, if you're just saying that thing or you're just listening to that thing, and you're just looking for the effect, in other words, you're just looking to feel, all you want is to feel that joy, that gratitude, instead of looking at the causes that create that effect, you're not going to get anywhere, right? Faith without works is dead. It doesn't matter how many times you affirm to yourself that you're a happy person. If you're not doing the things that happy people do, you're never going to be happy. So, again, the state that you're looking for, the state of gratitude, is an effect. It's not a cause. Gratitude is the effect of something. The effect of that is your actions. So the question you have to ask yourself is not why am I not happy, right? I know that's the first thing that as a human you want to ask yourself is why am I not happy? But the question you should ask yourself, or at least it's more effective, if you want a solution, is to ask yourself, what would a happy person do? Right? You want to become that person. The reason you're not happy is because you're doing the things that people that aren't happy do. Right? You're probably not socializing enough. Maybe you're not doing enough. There's people in this world that need your light. And if you're putting it to where nobody can see it, if you're hiding it away, you're hiding your gifts, your talents, then, you're probably not doing the actions that are required to create the effect of gratitude. So, I know for myself, whenever I'm taking time to really truly listen to people, whenever I'm taking the time to go out to people, in other words, if I'm at a public gathering and I see somebody, whenever I take the time to say, hey, how's it going? Whenever I take the time to say thank you, but not just because it's the socially correct thing to do, but because I'm actually thankful, and I look at that person in the eyes, not in a creeper stalker sort of way, but just in a hey, thank you, and eye contact sort of way, right? Whenever I listen to people, go out to people, show true gratitude, show that person is important because they are, right? The truth is that people are important, right? Whenever I do these things and show people that they are important, and not just because it's the socially correct thing to do, but because I actually want to build the habit of doing the things that grateful people do, then I feel gratitude. I feel joy, and I feel gratitude easily. Because like I said, gratitude is not the cause. Gratitude is the effect of a cause. So start to make a list of the different causes, or the different causes that you can do to create gratitude in your life. So this is the way I look at it, because I've tried to just tell myself on days where I wasn't feeling quite as youthful or whatever, I've tried to just tell myself, oh, be happy, or just feel good, Dallin, just feel good. And sometimes if I go on a walk or take a cold shower or do something that kind of shakes me out of that mental place, it does work. But you notice how I just told you things that I do, right? Going on a walk is doing something. Taking a cold shower is doing something. So I'm doing those things that create joy. But on days where I don't feel that youthfulness or whatever, then there's days where I try to just drill it into myself that I am happy, and it doesn't work. So go to the actions. This is just it shouldn't be different than how people think about this, but this is different than how the world thinks about it. For some reason, people think that to be grateful, you need to be grateful, you need to basically just feel gratitude. They think that the emotion is the thing itself, but the thing itself is the action which leads to the emotion. That's what I really want you guys to get in your minds today, because it's the natural human inclination to just try to manufacture things that aren't real. Okay? I don't want you guys to be insincere at all. I want you guys to be truly grateful for what you have. So gratitude helps with a lot of things. Gratitude, yeah, it's powerful. It's been said that gratitude is the father of many virtues. I don't know, I think it was like Socrates or Cicero, or I don't remember which guy said it, but one of those guys, one of those early Greek Stoic philosophers, talked about how gratitude is the father of a lot of other emotions. Okay, so some of the things gratitude can help you with is making choices. Now, how does gratitude help you make choices? Well, a lot of times deciding between two choices can be mentally exhausting, okay? It takes a lot of mental energy to make a choice, or at least until you've built the habit of good decision making, okay? So if you're in this place where you're trying to choose between two things, sometimes what you're missing is that you're not being grateful for the two options. Let me give you an example, okay? I have a YouTube channel called High Altitude Investing. Okay? High Altitude Investing. And I've been running this channel for quite a few years now, even though apparently I can't spell it. There we go. Got it right. And I loved this channel. When I first made this channel, it was like my life. I loved making videos. It was super fun, right? Super fun to have a YouTube channel. I was, super, super grateful to have this in my life. Okay? And over time, it kind of became less of that for me. And then I started to think about different things I wanted to do with my life. I had inspirations for things that I need to do with my life, things I felt like would be worth my time. And I was like, okay, well, I want to make this choice now. Do I get rid of high altitude investing completely and go into this new thing that I'm doing? Or do I just keep doing high altitude investing and quit this new thing because it was just a crazy idea that I had, right? So I'm sitting here trying to make this decision between, okay, do I dedicate myself completely to this new thing, or do I dedicate myself completely to high altitude, or do I try to split myself between the two, either evenly or unevenly? And what I realized was that I wasn't grateful for high altitude investing. That's what was making the decision so hard. because basically every time that I would try to decide between high altitude investing and the new thing that I was doing, I would feel kind of like a distaste toward the idea of working on high altitude investing. And I realized that that distaste wasn't because it wasn't a good thing, but it was because I had lost that sense of wonder and gratitude that I had for it when I first started it. So once I realized that, I was able to start doing the things that made me more grateful for high altitude investing. Posting charts, making a mission statement, making a set of values so that I can make sure that I live up to those values. So I'm breathing life into it. And as I breathe life into it, it breathes life back into me. And I found that gratitude where I was like, wow, I just need to be thankful for this. Yeah, I don't have to do a high altitude video every single day if I don't want to. I don't have to do things grudgingly, right? Like I said, don't tell the waiter thank you because you're supposed to. Tell her because you're in a state of gratitude. So no, I don't have to make high altitude investing videos every single day to be grateful for high altitude. So then what I did was I realized, well, ultimately I do want to go into this new thing full time. Like, I would love to be able to do the new thing as my whole life purpose. But in the meantime, I can be grateful for high altitude investing and be grateful for Wisdom in Christ, the new thing that I'm doing, and basically distribute my time, not evenly, but distribute my time in a way where I know I'm being true to myself. But in order to make that choice, I had to be great. First, I had to remember how big of an asset this is, high altitude investing. And second of all, I had to remember that as I breathe life into it, as I do things that breathe life into it, then it breathes life back into me, right? So again, actions, right? We want the feeling of gratitude. We want the feeling of joy. We want the feeling of love, or whatever it is, okay? This video is about gratitude. But a lot of times, to feel those things, you can't just tell yourself to feel them. Instead, you have to breathe life into. You have to take actions that breathe life into that thing, right? If you want to feel more joy, what does a joyful person do? Start doing those things, because those things are going to be the very things that create the effect of joy. So, gratitude can help with decision making in the case of high altitude investing and Wisdom in Christ, because I was able to see that, okay, part of the reason that I didn't want to do high altitude videos was my own attitude. And my own attitude had came from my own actions. Okay? So attitude is the result of actions. Not the other way around. There obviously is kind of an unbreakable connection where if you change your attitude, your actions will change and vice versa. But really what you should be focusing on to consistently create the attitude is your actions. That's what you should be focused on, not your attitude, because the attitude is the effect of your actions, so it can change, right? Your attitude could be good one day and bad the other day, depending on what you did. What you did. So if you want to consistently feel gratitude, joy, peace, then change what you do. And if you can consistently do the things that create joy, gratitude, and peace, then you'll consistently feel them. It won't feel like one day you're really grateful and then a week later you're in some deep pit, and then a week later you're really grateful and a week later you're in some deep pit. No, you're going to be consistently every single day doing the things that consistently keep you in that state. So, as I was able to focus on being grateful for high altitude investing, not through trying to manufacture some feeling, but through breathing life into it, deciding, okay, this is how many videos I'm going to make a week, this is how often I'm going to post, this is what kind of content I'm going to post, this is my values, so I won't post any coin that I don't believe in, I won't post, right? I have a list: honesty, integrity, serving my customers, giving my customers what they ask for, what they want. I have a list of values, and by making that list, by choosing how many videos, by uploading according to my schedule, now I'm breathing life into this thing through my actions, right? Through my actions. And that's what's breathing life into it. It's not my emotions, it's my actions. And through changing my actions, then of course, what changes? My state. I'll be in a state of gratitude. Like right now, I'm so thankful that I can make this video for you. This is so cool to me. And to be honest, I make these videos somewhat selfishly because of the fact that I'm learning stuff when I'm in these videos. So I'm learning things when I make these videos, and also I know it's a positive action. And so for my own selfishness, this makes me happy. This puts me in a state where I'm feeling joy, where I'm feeling grateful because of the action of making this video, right? So the reason that when I first created high altitude investing, I felt so grateful and so happy to have that was because every day I was making videos, right? At that time, that was my schedule. And so I was super grateful because I was putting a lot of actions, I was breathing life into it, and it was breathing life back into me, right? That's the kind of connection that you want with your livelihood. But also, you know, your relationships or yourself, right? For yourself especially is the first place you should start, okay? Because you might want to feel joy, you might want to feel gratitude, but, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you using your time wisely? Are you, eating healthy? Right? Are you taking time to pray, to meditate? So if you're not doing these things, it's going to be hard to feel joy, because joy is the effect of positive actions. People say, okay, well, I want virtue. Well, you don't get virtue by asking for virtue. You get virtue by living virtuously, by choosing to do things that are virtuous, right? Refraining from impulse, refraining from, just learn to subdue your passions, right? You've got this part of you, this natural man, as we like to call it, this natural man inside of you that wants to do things that are not helpful, that are not good, right? So you have these impulses, and if you want to live a virtuous life, if you want to be virtuous, you don't get those things by wishing for them. You get those things by not listening to this guy right here, the natural man, right? You get them by choosing to be virtuous through your actions. And then your actions make you a virtuous person. So you can't get the effect without the cause, right? You can never get the tomato plant to come up without the soil, without the seed, and without the water, without the sunlight. So if you want gratitude, if you want joy, then you're going to have to get the potting soil, you're going to have to get a pot, you're going to have to get a plant or a seed, and you're going to have to water it, and you're going to have to put it in sunlight, right? Those are all actions. And then the result of those actions is that you have a tomato, right? 3 months or whatever, how long the grow season is later, you've got a tomato. Because you put all of the actions in place to receive that tomato. Sometimes things happen in people's lives and they go, well, why did this happen? Well, you created a list of causes, and through your actions, and those causes are creating a sequence of effects, right? So as you created a sequence of cause throughout your life, all of a sudden you're experiencing a sequence of effect, okay? So if every day you budget your money, every day you work on your goals, every day you figure out how to sell, every day you get new clients, right? Those are all causes. What's the fruitage of those causes? The fruitage of those causes will be the effect of your income increasing. You're budgeting your money, you're getting clients, you're selling to those clients are getting value out of the product you're selling them. So because you put the right causes in place, you created a sequence of causes. Now you have a sequence of effects. That effect being, oh, well, now you're wealthy. Now you have a lot more money than you did before. You got $1 million in your savings account. You know, not a lot of people have $1 million in their savings account, right? Not a lot of people have ever even made $1 million, at least not in a short period of time. So if you want to be that person that has $1 million in his savings account, ask yourself, what did that person do? And you're going to want to be real with yourself a little bit, because a lot of times that person is way, way more self-disciplined than society would want you to believe. So Hollywood makes it seem like people get rich because of who they know, or because they won the lottery, or because they just had some natural gift inside of them and that gift made them just way good at this thing. No, you guys, if you have a natural gift, the only way it's going to become something that produces money for you is if you build that gift up. You got to build it up through the action of practice, right? So Hollywood makes this whole idea about people that get wealthy, and they have this idea that it's just easy in the sense that, like, you don't have to do anything for it, okay? That it's just going to magically happen to you. Getting wealthy is definitely easier than most people think it is. In fact, it's a lot easier than most people think it is. But it still means that you have to do the things, right? For me, it's easier to live a simple, disciplined life than it is not to. When I try to live my life without discipline, without subduing my passions, right? Without keeping this natural man in check, it's more difficult, right? So becoming a wealthy, prosperous, happy person is actually easier than not. Not doing it is going to cause a lot of suffering, right? But what I'm telling you is if you want to be that person with $1 million in your bank account, you're probably going to have to start saving your money. probably want to stop thinking about what people care, whether you drive a Honda Civic or whether you drive a BMW, right? You're probably going to have to make some sacrifices and change some things about the way that you act, the way that you manage your time, manage your choices to help you become a millionaire or to get that $1 million in your bank account. So you got to figure out what list of causes will create the effect you're looking for. Now, this all, again, goes back to gratitude, right? People want to feel joy, they want to feel gratitude for things, but they aren't doing the things, right? This magic word, do. They're not doing the things that create gratitude. So that's the secret, you guys. That's the thing that for some reason the whole world misses. That gratitude, joy, these things are not just gifts. They're not just, oh, that person is happy because God blessed him more. No. Okay? Yeah, God did bless him more, but that's because he used the laws that God established. Right? God blessed him more because God helps those who help themselves. Right? God blessed him more because he is obedient to the laws that create joy, that create gratitude, that create happiness. So next time you see somebody that's abnormally happy, instead of judging them for that, or instead of being like envious towards them, remember that that person, they did the things that create joy. Okay? It's not some gift that they have. It's not some genetic thing. It's nothing like that. Joy and gratitude are the effect of doing things. So yeah, if you guys want to be more grateful, you're going to make more money for doing it. You're going to live a happier life. You're going to be better of a person. You're going to feel more focused. You're going to be more present, more youthfulness, right? All of these positive things if you're experiencing gratitude. But in order to experience that gratitude, you have to do something, okay? You have to do the things that grateful people do. Same is true for joy. Same is true for confidence. Same is true for peace, right? You gotta do those things. You gotta become the person that experiences those things. And in order to become that person, you have to do the things that person does. So I hope this is helpful to you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for tuning into today's little video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And I will see you guys in future videos. As always, peace be unto you.